Once upon a time, in a dense, sun-dappled forest, there lived a parrot named Kavi. Kavi was known far and wide for his honesty and wisdom. His feathers shone with emerald and gold, and his eyes held the calm of ages. He was respected by all creatures because he never lied, never cheated, and always helped others. Nearby, in a dark hollow beneath a twisted banyan tree, slithered a snake named Vera. Vera was clever but insatiably greedy. He wanted everything: food, shiny objects, even stories of distant lands. Unlike Kavi, Vera's cunning often hurt others, for he believed the world belonged to those bold enough to take. One morning, the forest awoke to the news that the ancient crystal of Harmonia gem, said to bring balance and peace to all living beings, had been discovered deep in the old ruins of Vidura Fort, a place that had once been a kingdom centuries ago. Legends told that the fort had been built by a wise king who ruled with fairness and empathy. But after a betrayal by his minister, the kingdom fell into ruins. Many had tried to retrieve the crystal, but none returned. Hearing this, Vera's eyes gleamed. "A gem like that, and I will be richer than the forest itself," he hissed, his tongue flickering with greed. Kavi, hearing Vera's excitement, felt a pang of worry. "The crystal is not for personal gain," Kavi said gently. "It belongs to all, and only those pure of heart can touch it safely." Vera laughed, his scales glinting like coins. "Pure heart. What good is that when treasure lies within reach?" Despite Kavi's warnings, the greedy snake slithered off, leaving a trail of silken leaves in his wake. But Kavi, bound by his nature, decided he could not abandon the forest's peace. He followed. The journey to Vidura Fort was perilous. Rivers roared like angry kings, cliffs jutted like the teeth of the earth, and the wind whispered old stories that chilled the bones. Kavi flew above, scouting the safest path, while Vera slithered ahead, devising shortcuts and tricks to reach the crystal first. Along the way, they encountered remnants of history: broken statues, faded murals depicting the fallen kingdom, and dusty scrolls that spoke of valor, betrayal, and sacrifice. One evening, as the sky burned gold and crimson, they reached the edge of a vast chasm. A fragile bridge of vines and stone stretched across it. Vera, eager to cross first, charged recklessly, breaking some vines. Kavi paused, assessing the danger. "Rashness will destroy you," he warned. Vera ignored him. The bridge cracked beneath his weight, and he slid halfway, clinging desperately. Kavi swooped down, grasping Vera's tail with his beak and pulling him back to safety. "Why, Helmi?" Vera spat, embarrassed and frustrated. "Because no one should die out of greed," Kavi replied simply. Vera slithered off silently, though a seed of gratitude took root in his heart. When they finally reached the ruins, the fort was more magnificent than either had imagined. Moscoved walls glowed under the moonlight, and a still, crystal-clear pond reflected the shattered towers like mirrors of history. At the center, atop an ancient pedestal, lay the ancient crystal of harmony, pulsating with soft, gentle light. Vera lunged for it, but the moment his scales brushed the crystal, a vision struck him. He saw every creature he had harmed in his greed, every opportunity he had wasted, every lonely night he had spent hoarding things that meant nothing. Fear and sorrow flooded him, paralyzing his body. Kavi.com, as ever, approached the crystal and touched it with a gentle wingtip. The gem's light spread, illuminating the ruins and revealing hidden traps, fragile paths, and even secret treasures that belonged not to one, but to all. Vera, humbled, whispered, I never realized." His voice cracked. Kavi smiled. "Greed blinds us. It takes courage to see beyond ourselves." The snake nodded slowly. The forest had taught him a harsh lesson, that possessions and wealth are fleeting, but kindness and honesty last beyond time. Kavi suggested, "Let us take nothing but memories and lessons. Let the crystal remain here, a reminder of balance. Together." They restored the fragile paths, sealed dangerous pits, and left the ruins as safe as they found them. Their journey back was quiet, filled with reflection rather than rivalry. Along the way, Vera shared stories of his past, misdeeds, and dreams for a better future. Kavi listened patiently, offering wisdom and guidance. By the time they returned to the forest, the once greedy snake had changed. He no longer sought to hoard or deceive. Instead, he helped creatures in need, shared his knowledge of the ruins and traps, and even became a protector of forest paths. Kavi and Bira, though different, formed an unlikely friendship, proving that courage, honesty, and redemption can coexist. Years later, the forest would remember the tale of the honest parrot and the greedy snake. Parents would tell their younglings of the time that traveled to the ruins of Vidura Fort, faced dangers of history and nature, and learned that true wealth is not measured in gold or gems, but in wisdom, kindness, and the courage to change. And so, the forest thrived, balanced and harmonious, a living reminder that honesty and redemption are stronger than greed and fear. The crystal remained hidden in the ruins, glowing softly, waiting for the next soul brave enough to seek it not for gain, but for the good of all. Moral: true wealth lies in honesty, courage, and the willingness to change, not in greed or selfish deceit.